Give yourself a shot at a good day. That's what I say over and over. Like, give yourself a shot at a good day. Why not? And if you want to do something you never done before, like run a personal best, you got to feel a little uncomfortable. So go after it.
I think for me, I always kind of challenge myself. I find there's a spot where you start getting uncomfortable, and we all have it. Normally, it's our mind that tells us before our body's even near the limit. Like our mind's kind of warning, like, hey, kind of uncomfortable here. Just challenging, kind of switching that mindset to this is when I have to be challenged to find peace and relaxation. I'm Kim, and I'm Michelle, and we're Renegades.
Wait, we got to start again.
We're Renegades. We're Renegades.
What do you want to say? We are, and we are,
and we are
Renegades.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm Kim.
I'm Michelle,
and we are.
Oh no!
Yeah. Okay. Take 3.
We are.
We are. Okay. No, we are. Oh, great. 2.
We are
okay.
Renegades.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
I'm Kim.
I'm Michelle,
and we are Renegades.
Oh, I love it. Some of those outtakes might actually make it in the episode. You never know.
Yeah, I think that was great.
Welcome to the Renegade Podcast. Each episode, we dare to practice the lost art of conversation to better understand what it means to be a runner, a human. On this episode, we have the privilege of sitting down with 2 of Canada's most inspiring distance runners, Kim and Michelle Krezonoski, twin sisters. Hailing from the rugged dirt roads near Thunder Bay, Ontario, these sisters first laced up not knowing they'd one day make history together. After collegiate careers, they rediscovered their love of running and took it to the elite level that they'd never planned for. In 2022, they dove into their marathon debut at the California International Marathon, storming onto the national scene as 2 of the fastest Canadian women that year. Fast forward to 2024, they etched their names in the record books as the first twin sisters ever to toe the line in the women's professional field at the Boston Marathon. There they became the 2 top Canadian female finishers, battling Heartbreak Hill with grace, grit, and that unbreakable sibling push that only twin sisters can truly understand. Kim and Michelle balance their elite training and coaching through their Start Line Strength program and chasing their big dreams, including eyeing the 2028 Olympics and conquering the 6 World Marathon Majors. And they're also conquering the business world by launching their own apparel brand, Pear Socks, socks that fuel confidence in running and in life. What makes their story so special isn't just the times they're running. It's the joy, the patience, the family support, and the way they lift each other and everyone around them higher. So settle in and let's dive deep with Kim and Michelle Krezonoski, 2 extraordinary runners proving that when passion meets persistence, anything is possible. The Renegade is proud to be sponsored by Thrive Protein. Power your runs and fuel your endurance with Thrive Protein, the premier Canadian-made supplement brand crafted for endurance athletes. This family-owned brand uses a science-based approach to develop high-quality electrolytes, a carbon electrolyte powder, creatine, vegan protein powders, whey protein, and super greens. And they are constantly innovating. Recently brought to market EnduraFuel, hydration and fuel all in one. Each serving offers 30 grams of carbs and a 2-to-1 ratio of glucose to fructose. You also get the sodium, potassium, calcium, and the magnesium, replenishing all the elements that you're sweating out during your efforts. It gives your body the energy it needs to perform at its peak. Plus, the lemonade flavor tastes amazing. Thrive is perfect for any athlete chasing any distance. Visit thriveprotein.ca and use the code RENEGADE for 20% off your order. Thrive Protein. Fuel your relentless pursuit of adventure.
And welcome to another episode of the Renegade Podcast. I'm Todd, and with me,
Uncle Mark, for another wonderful day. Hey now.
We just love having you join us for an episode. We share a non-alcoholic brew usually. We talk about running. We talk about life with the best guests.
They continue to wow us with their stories and their personal lives, what they're up to, initiatives that they're working on, personal bests, funny stories while they're on the trail or on the track or on the road. We just truly lucky to be doing this. So thank you for those that are listening and have been on the show, and for those who are listening and feel like they should be on the show, you can always send us an email as well. We can take a look-see.
Drop us a line, renegadepodcast@gmail.com. That's RUNEGADE podcast@gmail.com.
Hello.
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 How are you doing?
I just want to make sure. I'm usually terrible at pronunciation, but is it Krezonoski? Krezonoski, okay. Is that Macedonian? Is it Polish? What's the nationality?
Polish and Ukrainian.
Polish and Ukrainian.
Hey.
And Mark
Yeah,
is Ukrainian.
I'm Polish and Ukrainian. Yeah, my on my mom's side she's Polish, and then my dad. Yeah,
We do
yeah.
we do make pierogies every holiday.
I eat pierogies every holiday. I do need to learn how to make them though. But yeah, my grandma used to in the cabbage rolls and everything. It was so good. Oh, and
They're a good carbohydrate too, like pre-workout snack too as well. Pierogies are actually pretty good to digest and easy. And once you know how to make them, you can make dozens of them.
that's wonderful. And you know why that's great? So even though I'm on a running podcast, I haven't ran an actual race yet, but I just registered for my first one this year. So I'm going to be carb loading with pierogies. Yeah. Windsor waterfront.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it should be fun. So
And preparing for this episode, knowing you're identical twins, I was looking back in some ancient stories, and there was one I wanted to run this question past both of you. Plato shares an ancient myth where humans were once whole spherical bodies with 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 faces, until Zeus got angry and threatened by humans and split us into 2, right down the middle, leaving us forever yearning to reunite with the other half and become complete again. So as twins who have run the same paths, those dirt roads in Northern Ontario to the Boston finish lines, as the top Canadians, and now Olympic dreams, does it feel like you're living out this ancient storyline? 2 halves trying to find its whole again, chasing PRs in some sort of primordial reunion? And how do you come to terms with the momentum that can kind of create?
Yeah, I think just thinking the first thing that pops in my mind is running with Kim is comfort. Running with Kim is challenging, and speaking, we've done independent training, and then working together is definitely a strength that we appreciate and feel like we can conquer whatever we put our minds to. I know her work ethic, it's 11 out of 10. And just kind of speaking off that, I'm so thankful to have her in various aspects, running, business, life.
Life's funner with your sister, and it's really special that we get to do this, not only like running, but we're really close, and obviously launching a business together. I don't think I could do it with anybody else, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I also can't convince too many other people to like run in -40, run when it's pouring rain, run in the heat. Like, I know that I'm always going to have her to say yes to these things without hesitation. So that's always a nice thing too.
yeah, I think we align our goals, but also are okay with like branching out a lot, or a bit, I should say. Like, she got into cycling. I'm like taking tennis, which is something new. And it's just exciting to kind of work, though, always at running and use each other as motivation.
hey, Todd, I bet I've got something that you want.
Well, I don't know about that, Uncle Mark, but do tell.
I've got socks that will fuel your confidence. I got myself the first pair of Pair from our friends at Pair, Pairr. Let's not forget, Pair was founded by our female friends, our female twin friends, Michelle and Kim. And they are available if you want to look as cool as I do. PAIRR for the most comfortable pair of socks that you'll ever wear with 2 R's.
And thanks to our new friends at Pair Socks, you can use the code RENEGADE for 15% off your order. That's RUNEGADE for 15% off your order. Thanks to Kim and Michelle.
You mentioned that you align with each other's goals and that, and you've been running together all your lives. So can you go back to a time when there was a little bit more of a sibling rivalry and that kind of edged you each on to, to personal best and just pushing each other forward?
Yeah. I think, yeah. Do you want to go first?
Well, I mean, in college, it's really competitive, right? Like, because we were on the same college team. And that was, we were just like so used. I think the biggest thing with twins, and this is very common, is that throughout your whole life, it doesn't matter if you're in elementary school, you start in elementary school and kids are comparing like who's better at art class, who's better at math. And so you're constantly getting compared to another person. Like you are constantly, which is also a double-edged sword. Like it's a good thing, but it's also like sometimes traumatizing on the playground when you're like, I just want to be an individual. So
Yeah.
I think individuality has been something we've both had to just work towards and finding it, because that's been a challenge. But like, yeah, it's like,
I think like too, we went from, and everyone's had those. Especially in running. Running is a sport where you compare yourself to others. You look in a race result and you're comparing yourself maybe to your neighbors, to your friends, to
this influencer that, just ran in jeans,
Yeah, like you're always comparing yourself. So that was something that we had almost a strength with, because we've been compared our whole lives, and kind of just pushing that aside, using that as something that doesn't affect your running or how you perform, because ultimately like running is an independent sport when we are talking about most half marathons minus cross country, and so I think that we went from the mindset of competing with each other to like really working with each other. And you can do that with training partners too. But I remember vividly, we did a half marathon in 2023. It was Grandma's half marathon. It's a pretty well-known race in Duluth, Minnesota. And Kim was encouraging me the entire time. And then we say these two words as soon as someone's feeling good. We say, just go. And as soon as the other one says, just go,
leave that person.
You leave that person behind.
Leave that person. You leave your training partner.
And
like we have like this language.
It's this silence. Like we've made it this far together. You're feeling good. Go for it.
Yeah. Or like I remember that same race we were running, and we had the bus to drop us off the start line, because it's point to point, was so like, it was just one of those things you had like literally 20 minutes to warm up, and that means like shoe change, go to the bathroom, like you had no time. So I remember running, and the first like 2 miles, I felt so cold, because it was like, it's, a usually pretty cooler race in the morning. And I turned to Michelle, I'm like, it's not my day. Like, it's not my day. And I ended up running like a PR. I'm like the one.
But I said like, relax, you're fine. You're fine.
And she just kept going, relax, you're fine. Like, relax, you're fine. Like, and then we were together. So it's almost like, yes, we're competitive with each other, but also we find a lot of like peace and like source of motivation to be like, no, you're okay. I'm okay. Let's keep going. Like, it's very much like this transactional, what is that? The symbiotic relationship, like a plant. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
I'm going to go back to something you were describing there and think about the inverse. Now, during these races or those long training runs, it's got to be difficult that your best friend, your running partner, basically knows everything about you. Like, knows your style, your thoughts, because you're twin sisters. Have you used that against each other for fun, or to outperform?
Like, it's funny you say that. Like, we're very transparent about like our training. I don't know. I don't hide. Some people will hide things on Strava or be like, oh, I'm, doing this. Very open and transparent. Cause like, to me, I'm like, running is very individual too, even between the two of us. Michelle runs more miles. I usually keep it, a little bit lower mileage, but I'll do more cross training or heavy weightlifting or whatever. So I think it's just more for us. Like, I know what she does. I know what I do. And, we're constantly experimenting. So it's kind of,
yeah. The other day in the gym, like Kim was doing box jumps, and she was doing it at the second highest level, and I was
I'm short, but I can jump.
Kim's short,
okay?
Kim's short, but she was jumping.
I got height.
And I just have this like mental block in my brain, and she was just like, Michelle, you can do it. You can do it.
Michelle's also like two inches, like
but
really,
2 inches taller. Yeah. No,
I'm 5'2" to put in perspective. So
yeah.
She's 5.
We were
real tall.
We were jumping these boxes. It's not like she uses it against me, but she's like, Michelle, if I can do it, you can do it. And that kind of motivation helps a little bit. It fuels the fire.
Have you ever swapped bibs at a race?
Swapped bibs?
Yeah.
No.
And I've
No.
gotten mixed up. There's also in photos. So when you run a race,
Mm.
they go off of facial recognition and numbers. Now,
So, marathon photo that charges like $100 per photo.
Yes.
Marathon photo uses AI recognition.
for faces,
We can buy one photo package because
Perfect.
both of us
yeah.
Sorry, marathon photo. Hack your system.
It's funny that we actually, we can take photos. It's always the two of us.
So funny.
I think that's the perk though of being twins, right? You should get a disc, or like I guess 50% off at that point, right? You can just split the photo and you're
Yeah.
good to go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So that, I think that, but we haven't swapped places. I don't think.
No. I could, even in college, we took the same courses. I would never sit in for her on a course, etc. Like, we're two rule followers for that.
Yeah.
Life can be hard, and we like to say the Renegade podcast can help. You know what also can help? Something truly transformative? Jesse Itzler's Running Man Festival. This isn't just an event. It's a 3-day immersion at Kingston Downs in Rome, Georgia, where you craft your own running adventure, sweat it out in the saunas, flow through yoga, absorb wisdom from world-class speakers, and vibe to live music under the stars. It's about recalibrating your mind, your body, and spirit in a community of like-minded souls, pushing boundaries. Jesse, if this resonates across the ether, I'm putting it out there. We'd be honored to join the tribe in September, sharing stories and inspiration. And if you're tuned in and you're connected to Jesse, whisper a kind word our way. Let's co-create this. Let's manifest. Dive deeper at runningmanfestival.com and connect with the Renegade. We're on YouTube, Instagram, on X, or shoot us an email, renegadepodcast@gmail.com. For more on endurance, mindset, and the path less traveled, stay tuned, stay inspired.
I was reading some articles. The articles talked about your different training styles. Maybe help us understand that. Compare and contrast high mileage versus a lower mileage, and you're both running blazing fast times.
I mean, we're aware that we also we run high mileage. Like, I'm not saying like my mileage is low. Remember, everyone's journey is different with running.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a place of honestly enjoyment. And for me, I had more stress fractures in college, and I've had a little bit more as soon as I get up in volume. It's almost like a cognitive block, but I've kind of worked through that over the years, especially with marathon running. I had this block. I'm like, oh, I can't run more than X amount of miles and not get one little injury. And so I've had to work through that over years. It wasn't easy, but confidence with your coach and confidence with yourself and what you're doing to reduce injuries. So
Mm-hmm.
I think my your training style.
Yeah, I do a little bit more mileage. I think maybe it's more there's some benefits probably aerobically, but it's more confidence wise. Do whatever makes you feel confident, and confidence is different for even two sets of twins. Sometimes training partners have completely different mileage or routines before a race. That's fine. That's normal. Do whatever makes you feel confident. And we kind of follow that rule.
And also enjoyment too.
And
We
enjoyment.
do this for, we all enjoy it. It's not paying the big bucks,
Yeah.
It's something we enjoy. So we differ. You do more cycling.
Yeah, I love cycling. Swimming, we both do too as well. We both have always lifted weights since college. That was something that gave us a lot of confidence, especially going into half marathon and marathon distances where injuries are almost, if you have any kind of flare up, it's going to expedite
Weakness.
It's
Yeah.
weakness.
Any weakness will be just highlighted and
shown.
just put a spotlight on it if you don't
Take care of
don't
yourself.
take care of it before you start a marathon build. I do more power flow yoga, which is a yoga that's it's like a hot, intense style. And yeah, so we just vary, and we bounce ideas off each other sometimes with training cycles, but ultimately we do what makes us feel confident and happy.
and I imagine you both can explore, different fueling, products and, just overall, before some of your races and that. So have you found things over time where it's hey, I discovered this product, you're sharing it, but it doesn't work for your sister? Or How have you found that, or do you find that you have similar interests in in overall product?
Yeah, I think with shoes, with products, that's a fun one because we both have a slightly different running style, but we're the same overall running form. And so I think that's one thing that if she loves a pair of shoes, I have add to cart already checked out. I haven't even tried these things on. Okay.
It's like
That's
the
great.
best product reviewer is your twin sister.
Is your twin sister.
Because I'm like, even with like a pair of jeans, it's not running related, but I'm like, she likes this pair of jeans, I'm gonna like it too.
Yeah.
So, or a book, for example. You just gave me a book.
I just gave her the same book that
Yeah.
I was reading too as well. And so I think with fueling strategies, we have pretty much stuck to the same a couple companies, but lately we've been experimenting. I mean, there's so many out there too as well.
Over the last like 5 years, right? It just exploded with how many
Different electrolytes. And I mean, we're still trying to, the thing about running is you're always learning. Like no matter if you've been doing it for 10 years, 20 years, you're always learning and figuring out what works. There's new products. So that's almost the fun thing. And we're always continuously learning and trying things out, not on race day, but off season.
Nothing new on race day. I did learn this year that I think it's one of the brands makes a gel called fruit salad. That was that was completely, I was like, fruit salad, what is this? Like, somebody just threw an array of like mixes and called it fruit salad, but have not tried that one.
The old nothing new on race day. I kind of threw that at the wayside too this summer. This fall, I ran like a 50-mile trail race. I made a concerted effort not to like really think too hard. I brought this stuff I needed to wear, and I remember buying a pair of shoes at the expo.
The expo gets you. The expo gets you. Yeah.
They were wonderful shoes, and I wore them right out of the box. They were fantastic, and nothing bad happened except I fell, I tripped myself, and I got a couple bruised toenails that will probably take till summer to heal. So we'll figure that out later, but I love it.
Yeah. I mean, the expos, we always joke with, like, we coach as well. So we joke with our athletes, we're like, the expo is like the ultimate test of your, like self-control. Cause you get there, you're like, oh, there's so many new products.
You gotta buy everything. You gotta buy everything.
I can buy this new pair of shoes and this cookie that I can eat before that I've never tried again. But like we have it down to like pretty much like we've altered a couple things, but like I know Michelle's like pre-race like meal. Like we've been running for so many years that it's like in college, like what was some of the things you used to do you don't do anymore? In college,
I used to eat like tablespoons of peanut butter.
Yeah.
And like maybe that works.
Gas station crackers.
Maybe that works for some. It just didn't work. It didn't work long term.
You know what? I had a great cross country race the day after I ate like chicken and dumplings from Cracker Barrel. So like don't like, but that was also, I was like 17, 18 years old. It probably just didn't know better.
I was gonna ask you, are your pre-race meals the same? Like, do you like the same meal, or are you completely different on that?
Yeah, we stick to like the same thing normally. Like we have it down to like
2 days before.
2 days before, we're pretty like pretty strict on that. Like 2 days before what like to consume. And it's always like this, like you get to a race location. It's like this mad dash to get to the grocery store so you can pick up all your items. And then I feel much more comfortable when I have all these things. But yeah, it's like 2 days before we know it.
So is it like certain cereal? Is it well, you said pierogies earlier, right? So pierogies are sometimes in the mix there.
We're big believers that one of the things that we kind of have this habit of is always buying a certain brand of water, like Smart Water pH 9.5. Just because you're not used to the city that you're in's water, it could be different. Just something that, it's more for confidence. Maybe it doesn't make a huge difference.
You never know. Like,
you never know.
Why I've, knock on wood, never had a stomach issue during, or like I say this, but like I'm just like never had a stomach issue yet.
Yeah.
So I know it happens to everyone, but again, like if you do things in training and you can approach that with like the same like mindset,
it gives you confidence. It gives you, it just takes off that stress that you're like, oh, stress, like, oh, maybe this won't work. But if you have the same thing, I mean, we do everything from on workout days, we do our makeup the same and wear sometimes the same outfits as race day. So you're almost in this mindset. So when you get to race day, you're
It's
not
like putting on the same outfit you've always put on. You're like,
Yeah.
it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing new. I'm good to go. And then obviously the piece of like being in a race environment is really stressful, and we're like aware of that. But again, like we've been running for years and years and know how to approach that mentally. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people overlook is like race environments are highly stressful before start line. Like
they're meant to be stressful.
they're meant to be stressful.
Mhm.
Like,
Everyone-
where's bake drop? I don't know where it is.
Where are the
There's these
bathrooms?
little
Yeah.
small maps that you're trying to follow, the little dots. Like I can't even read a Google map. So I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, you're like, where's the corral? Can I go? Can I put my warm-ups? Like there's all kinds of things. So
Yeah.
just trying to focus on the controllables definitely is
it's something you can
beneficial.
eliminate on race day.
yeah.
Runners, your gear is holding you back. If you're struggling with chafing, useless pockets, and materials that feel too technical and just don't keep up with your training, let me introduce you to Path Projects, offering a complete line of gear and apparel built by runners, for runners, and today's modern endurance athletes that want to perform, train hard, and look damn good doing it. Say goodbye to chafing with Path's independent suspension design. They've separated the baseliner from the short, virtually eliminating all the rubbing and movement that traditional running shorts have. A simple design feature that makes all the difference. Less movement plus performance fabrics equals no burn, no chafing, no hot shower screams. My all-time Path favorite, their best-selling Graves PX running short built with Toray Prime Flex has a great feel while being extremely durable and has an unbelievable amount of storage. I've been able to carry gels, my iPhone, my car keys, and even hang a clip-on water bottle off the waist. And they're built to last. Path's Tahoe CL baseliners offer an all-season performance. The cool light mesh is for the extremists. A bird's eye mesh fabric that is ultra light, super wicking, and insanely breathable. Comfort means everything. And they offer personalized performance. With Path baseliners, you have the choice of 2 fabrics in 4 lengths, 3, 5, 8-inch, and full length, which allows you to dial in a baseliner based on the current weather condition and your personal preference. And with the Path's Graves PX shorts, you have the choice of 2 fits, classic and relax, and 2 lengths, which give you the flexibility to match your short to the effort. With the right gear from Path, you can focus on your effort and getting after it. Check them out, pathprojects.com, and you can use the code TRP10 for 10% off your order for a limited time.
So
Yeah.
Awesome. So 2024, Boston, top 2 Canadian women. What was it like when you found out that you were going? Like, was that like a pinch me moment that you both were able to share together? Like, can you run us through like what that experience was like when you're just like, oh my gosh, we're doing this?
Yeah.
well, you apply, right? So you don't know if you get in.
We applied in the summer, and then I
It's
think
like-
you find out.
It's like a little running resume to put in perspective. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's not you put it in and then it depends on like who's in the field, who are they taking, etc. There's like cutoffs like to get into different fields. So we were sitting at our
table, a dining room table, and I had been out for over 8 weeks because I partially tore my Achilles. And so I'm in that mindset that a lot of runners get into. If you can't run for 8 weeks, you're not a runner. You're,
Yeah, we're done. You're done. You're never going to run again.
you're gonna run again. Fitness is gone. Might as well pack up, retire. And we were sitting at the dining room table, and I got the email. And I used to do spin classes because I could spin on my Achilles, and I could do a little bit of yoga. But I got the email and just started crying because I was like, I need to get to the start line. It's possible. It's like, I think it was November or December. So that gives you 4 months.
it's beginning of December, I think.
Yeah. And then I think I texted my mom because Kim wasn't home. And I was like, I got in.
I was sitting at home.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember? And then I opened the email and then
You got in.
but it's like highlighted in yellow. So like you never know. Like you open up an email and you see yellow and you're like,
like it's not green.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's like
It's not green or red. So what is it?
And it was. I
Maybe.
still have the email. It was really cool. Like I don't save a lot of emails. I'm gonna be honest. I drag them to junk. But it was one of those emails I'll keep forever because obviously it was like an opportunity that we're like, okay, Like, you know, Michelle's
and then I remember
basically at the bottom.
I was run walking a minute in January, a minute walk, a minute jog for 10 minutes. That's where I started in January.
And then Boston's in
training.
April, end of April. And she beat me up heartbreak. And I was like,
She was resting. That was rest. That wasn't recovery.
yeah,
That
I
was rest
was
and
like,
recovery.
what? Like, I knew she was fit because we did the build together. But as she was charging up and heartbreak, and I'm like, you know, just
You were run walking like 4 months ago.
yeah, that's what. But obviously, like, there's nobody else that I believe in more and like know her work ethic. To know that she could come 23rd at Boston after run walking in January, like, it just, you're amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is amazing.
That's awesome.
He's
Mhm.
amazing from a sense of patience and trusting the process and building back slow. Like a lot of runners who are going to listen to this podcast, if they experience an issue like that, they're going to come back early and they're going to be running their paces. They're not run walking, but
Yeah.
you know what? That maybe is a key insight here.
That's something that definitely a lot of people don't know is like Michelle came 23rd at Boston that year, but was run walking in January. Like, that is to put in perspective. Like, obviously, like, scaling and like being very cautious that she was, you know, free to run and clear to run, but it can be done. So don't ever count yourself out. That's what we kept saying. We're like, don't ever count yourself out. Doesn't, you know, you have the time, you have the weeks, just keep going forward.
Yeah, and it will come back.
Going back to Boston, we had a blessing about a month ago, 2 months ago. We interviewed Bill Rogers and Boston Billy, right? And he talked us through the Boston course. But we want to know from the Canadian perspective, how good did it feel to be kicking arse in Boston on that really tough course? Like, walk us through the day. Like, what did it look like? What did it feel like? And when did you know that it was going to be a great day?
Well, we woke up that day. We knew it was going to be really hot. Like, for Boston, it can be a toss up, right? Everyone's like frantically checking their weather apps as every race does, right?
I don't want to quote. I think it was like 13 when we started. Like,
No, it was like 17.
it was 17. Like, it was
yeah.
pretty
Warm.
warm.
It was very
Yeah.
yeah. And then okay, so we got to like, so you obviously you take the bus. It was so amazing experience just getting on the bus. I'm like, wow, this is the big leagues, you know, taking like it's cool because what they do is they have a police escort for the bus on the highway. So like we just felt like celebrities. You're like, wow, but it's also a holiday in Massachusetts, so there's not many people driving on the roads anyways.
Yeah.
But to have the police escort was really cool. I just had like, I remember looking out the window and you're driving through the Massachusetts like highways and like rural roads to get to the start line, and it was sunny, and I was like Michelle was sitting beside me, and I'm like, wow, this is one of those moments where you just want to take like a mental photograph, and you're like, I don't know how this feeling. And honestly, like, because you get there and there's obviously like the best talent pretty much in the world there, we weren't nervous. We were just kind of like, okay, let's have some fun.
Let's take it in.
Let's take it in.
What shocked me was that where you start is actually a very, very narrow street. And it's very quaint and cutesy, and you can just tell that they obviously threw up all these barricades and corrals and whatnot for
this is the day of
thousands
that
of runners.
town. Yeah, that is the day.
And so I remember like running past, like they give us a little warm up area and running past like chickens and dog that's like loose, and like, this is weird. This is the Boston Marathon. Like,
it doesn't feel, it's not like a nerve wracking, like you're starting downtown. Like Chicago was a little bit different. It was like downtown, obviously you start through. But Boston just felt like more peaceful. Like, if anybody who's listening who has never done Boston, it was a very,
it's very small town. It's like reminded us a lot about our hometown growing up, running through
the countrysides.
Countrysides. So yeah, I think that was the thing. And knowing that the first 4 miles is like 30 something flights down. It's very downhill. It's like 30 something flights of
downhill stairs. Like, if you were to picture 30, it's crazy downhill. So we wore little bracelets that we made, like friendship bracelets, but we made them at the Nike event the day before, and they said patience, because we told each other, we're like, you gotta, like, you know, especially with Boston, your legs are gonna go, but like, you have to be patient, you have to hold back. And it's a really unique course too, because it is like more technical. I think it's it really shows like your ability to gauge when to kind of surge in a race and when to hold back and when to make your moves. So I think it's a great course to test mentally when you're running it. And I can see how people run it and say like, oh, I can do better. Cause like, you know, now you know the course. But we knew we were like, we had people to work with pretty much.
We had one girl from Boston. And so she was our tour guide. We were
Shout out Katie.
Yeah.
Wherever you are on the internet.
Yeah. Us three. And I kept on asking her, I'm like, is this heartbreak? No. Is this heartbreak? No.
She was a little annoyed.
I think she was annoyed with us.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I think there's one more. Like she knew the course. And so when we were running them, that's when we separated was, I think, heartbreak.
Yeah. It broke my heart.
Yeah. It broke Kim's heart. Just a little bit, but we just separated at that point. And it was one of those magical days where the last 2 miles is just people cheering like you're a celebrity.
Mm-hmm. And so the pro field starts, I think, at least 10 or 15 minutes ahead of like wave 1 for like the mass, like, you know, mass individuals. So we pretty much were running either by ourselves or with one other person. And then by the end, because she passed me, I know it's really rare in a major to run by yourself, but like I ran the last like 10K, like basically by myself. And then I think some of those like faster guys in wave 1 started catching up like the last like 3 miles. But it was, it was a really unique experience to do that.
Yeah. I like relive that day over and over in my mind because I think, you know, anybody who makes even one Boston it's so special. And I just say, just do it.
Even finishing a marathon is special. It's very special. It doesn't matter what time you run to cross a marathon finish line. It's a long way.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
And I imagine there's some pretty spirited fans there as well. So were there any in the crowd that as you're running, they just crack you up because they're either funny sign or funny costume outfit, just something, you know, ridiculous that you're just like, can't believe somebody's out here.
Great Boston accents.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what? During a race one time, I was running in Falmouth and it was like our first like professional field. There was a picture taken and there was a full-on spin studio of bikes lined up along the side. I had no idea. Like the mental like kind of place that I go to in a race is very focused, but it's also very like relaxed and zen.
Yeah.
So
Boston though, we at the very beginning, and again, maybe we could have ran a couple seconds faster. Maybe I could have caught a girl at the end, but we were giving high fives. Like I was fully giving high fives.
Some of the towns are going through
the towns and whatnot. I mean, and then seeing if we saw a Canadian flag, we just like
I would like give a wave to Canadian flags. People would drape over the side.
Yeah, I think like those were the things. There was a retirement home, probably like mile 2. And one of them was holding a sign saying, "You're almost there." And I was like, "Oh no, we're not almost there. We just started," but it was really cute. So I think that's, and our parents, they walked 6 miles to the top of Heartbreak Hill to cheer us on for 2 seconds.
And I didn't even hear them.
And we didn't hear them.
No.
We didn't see them, didn't hear them. And then they walked 6 miles back. So they walked 12 miles total.
We just see their daughters.
Boston.
Yeah.
And we did not see them.
World's best mom, right? You know, you have to shout out to the parents as well for all the support they provided over the years. So, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned, Kim, you mentioned something about like in the race, you lock in, like you zone in, but you're zen like too. When you're racing marathons and when you're running marathons, you get to that point where it's overwhelming. It can be overwhelming. What strategies do you do to help you stay in that moment, stay locked in? What's worked well for you, Kim, and for you, Michelle?
Telling myself that I've been here before. Like it sounds very but it works, right? Like when you're in a training run or if you're doing intervals, like I've been here before, like I know how this feels, and I'll be okay. Like, you know, that's kind of the mentality I go to. Taking like a deep breath and just like relaxing more helps a little bit, but mostly it's mental of being like, I've been here before, and let's one of the things I really wanted to work on this year is being a little bit more aggressive with just not, again, like a lot of times we get into like, let's just say like a marathon or half marathon or 5K or whatever. And we put kind of like this mental block, like, and say like, oh, I can't be faster than this pace today. Like, I just know that. But then sometimes it's fun to experiment and be like, why not? Like, why not? Why not? And let's just see how far I can go and where I'm at. And the rest will come into play relatively. Like, you can't go out and sprint, right? Like last first 100 meters, but give yourself a shot at a good day. That's what I say over and over. Like, give yourself a shot at a good day. Why not? And if you want to do something you never done before, like run a personal best, you got to feel a little uncomfortable. So go after it.
I think for me, I always kind of challenge myself. I find there's a spot where you start getting uncomfortable, and we all have it. Normally it's our mind that tells us before our body's even near the limit. Like our mind's kind of warning, like, hey, kind of uncomfortable here. Just challenging, kind of switching that mindset to this is when I have to be challenged to find peace and relaxation. So I kind of look at that point and be like, okay, this is where my mental work begins. And as soon as you start focusing on that, it's almost like a flick of the switch where, yeah, you could go a lot longer at the pace you're at, but it's your mind that's telling you like, hey, this hurts a little bit. And so that's something that I
You have
do.
to practice that. Like,
But you have to practice
all of
that.
this mental part is like the part that a lot of people like think, oh, I haven't hit these times in an interval. It's like, no, have you actually done the mental space to be like,
Yeah.
where you get uncomfortable, what happens? And it does take time and time again, practice to build that.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be a certain pace. Like even we had a workout this week and Kim was pulling ahead and I was just kind of like, nope, I'm going with her. This is uncomfortable, but we're working together. I'm just going to relax and sit here. And I don't even know what pace we were going. It was just a random pace that we were running. I think we were doing a 1K or something, but it was in those moments where you also have to practice that mental, how you want to be strong on race day.
So when you're running together like that, how often are you then also strategizing for the business that you have together? Are you coming up with new ideas and concepts and you're just sharing it while you're like locked in stride together as well? And then just, you're multitasking, right? You're not only training together, but you're also growing ideas for your business. Like, how does that work for you both?
Yeah. I mean, even today we went for a run and I'm like staring at every single person's socks that run past us and seeing if they're ribbed or non-ribbed and the height. Like that's
Like colors. Like, we find inspiration. Like we're really like visual people. We always have been as kids. Like, and then most of our ideas like come from drawings. Like we just start sketching ideas like that we've kind of had. Like, what if we do like, we want to do something for the spring, like let's just say hint, we want to do like something Boston themed for like a sock. And then we kind of go with like a theme.
What are feelings of
what's true to us? Like we're never going to design something that's not true to us, and that's the beauty of owning your business. It's like creative control is just two right now, so it's a lot of fun, and we bounce ideas off. There's been some failures. There's been some learning curves, but everything is just like keep moving forward with our ideas.
Have you ever seen that meme where it's a kid that drew a crude image of the Cybertruck and then it shows like what the Cybertruck is now, and just because the angles and everything are really, really odd with it. Have you ever found an old drawing that you're like, hey, we could incorporate this into something that we're doing right now as kind of like a nod to, the innovations you were having as kids building sandals out of duct tape and paper?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that speaking where I'm the most creative after a run, and I'll shower, have my coffee, and then just start sketching ideas that I had on my run, or ideas for photo shoots, or ideas for marketing. And
I think we constantly both of us have like running notes in our phones that I'll just be like writing down ideas. Like, for example, if you go on our website, we have our sock that has the word spicy on it. It's more like a sock for like spicy. We always say to each other, like, spicy pace, keep it spicy. Like it's kind of like this fun thing that we've said to each other. So we wanted to reflect that on a sock. But we had this idea, we're like, what if we take the sock and we have like chili peppers floating around it and have it floating in a pool and make it kind of like, like very, and one thing that we do want to keep is that like running is such a a sport of like freedom and creativity. And we want to keep like an artistic, almost like stylistic element behind all of our designs. So whether it be like, even if it is our simple pear sock, then we're doing something that reflects the artistic kind of vision behind it.
Running brings out that creativity. You are creating stuff, like you said, that you enjoy. And everything that we've learned in life, and the Rick Rubin book about the creative act, create stuff for yourself. And if other people love it, hey, that's a bonus, but you're doing it for yourself. But help us understand, why socks?
Yeah. We always go to running expos and joke like that was the number one thing. We always say nothing new on race day, but if you buy socks, that's usually a good thing. So the problem that we had was, nowadays with all of our shoes and the outfits that you wear for races, even in training, they're usually like bright colors or like, black and white. And the socks just never matched. And
that's right, they don't. You're right.
And we like to have like this more cohesive look and to have almost like this like high quality fun feeling, but also keep it like like true to ourselves. We wanted to design something that was like more minimalistic and went with every outfit. Like that's one of the things. And because when you have a good outfit, we all know this, when you have a good outfit and you go for a run, you feel confident. Like you do. You run faster. And like if I wore some socks from high school at like my parents that were mixed match, not that I wouldn't have a good run, but
yeah, I think that's like just being true to ourselves. And we wanted to make sure when we launched this sock that we had tested this sock in the collection 1 sock, which is one kind of fabric, but that we have tested it in winter, in spring, in fall, in mud, in trail, ice, and 2, 1, like you think of anything for socks, it's like there's various aspects, but most runners are looking for the same things too as well. I mean, that's why. So we went into socks because it was an opportunity that we saw and we're passionate. We're like, we can make this really, really good.
We can make it better than what's out there. I think that's the biggest thing. So we can make it better. We can make people feel confident. And if we like it, like we said, we design, and we love it to wear them in the gym, even like casually, I wear them to the airport all the time. Like they're great for the airport.
Yeah, we test the we test the compressionness on various airplanes and flights before launching these socks. Yeah. We're like, how do these fare in the airplane? Like we don't know.
Yeah. So, but they are designed for running. Anyway,
so that's kind of what led us into socks.
Well, you came to the right podcast, because one of the most famous questions that Todd's ever asked somebody on the show is, why is the foot so important? So we are very, focused in on, this is to Dr. Mark Cucuzella. So we still joke about it.
We joke. We have a lot of feet pictures on our phones now because we are constantly taking, photos of different angles. Our friends,
family, everyone
ourselves
are all in our camera roll.
So we have a lot of sock photos and shoe photos on our phones now. The camera roll, iCloud is full.
So when you're going through the airport, though, they don't ask to open up your phone and start going through the photos and be like, what is happening here?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. So I did have a quick question, though. So you mentioned earlier spicy, and we know there's giddy up. What are the running terms that didn't quite make the cut? Are you able to share like a couple of them that you're like, hey, I've got this idea. How about, X, but then it was an immediate like veto shutdown?
Yeah. There's one, I think one of them is like, people say like, go to work, like, work it. So like just the word work with a period. And then we were thinking of like a business campaign, like something like a marketing that would be all like businessy, but you're in running clothes.
Like it's hard.
It's hard.
That could go a couple different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
It was like it's like, it's kind of more of a flex when you do something like run a really fast time. You go, oh, like that was just a casual. It's like those people that put morning run for like their personal best and yeah. So
kind of
so we had
morning
that.
run would be a good one. Morning run would be a good one. That would be like
it's also like restrictive. Like our designs, right? Or we want to keep it more minimalistic and true to ourselves. So having like 10 words on a sock, you only have so much real estate. That's one of the restrictions when you're designing. And then different font colors and textures also play into it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. With Giddy Up, we were like debating back and forth between howdy, but howdy's more of like a howdy, like hello. It's not like giddy up, like let's go
Let's
kind
go.
of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely an archive. There's a note on my phone with a whole list of
Yeah. Some of them we like
possibilities.
may use
Yeah.
for different collections, so we can't, share too many secrets. But
I know. I was
yeah.
just gonna say when you were mentioning the friendship bracelets earlier, unless you have that one already, I'm not too sure. But patience, that's also a great one there.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. And the business is doing well. You're growing. You're enjoying it. And
yeah.
lots to look forward to, right?
Yeah, we just are finalizing collection 2, which is going to be launched in the spring. And we're just doing a few new fabrics, different style, a little bit different styles, but then also staying true and knowing that the feedback that we've had from our first collection has been really, really positive.
So if you put on a sock, if it had to be like 1 or 2 words, what would it be?
Well, I think you inspired me earlier when it was like get to work, but it was like a get her done kind of thing, right? I mean, it sounds a little
Better than
yeah, I don't know, but you hear that. Or was that Joe Dirt that said that? I'm trying to remember. But oh gosh,
I think it was Get Her Done. No, that was a comedy guy from the South. I think it was. Yeah. What about like ooh, like like ooh David, like ooh, that'd be a good one, like from Schitt's
Yeah, that's
Creek.
cute. That's cute.
It's Creek.
Ooh. I
Or the
will
Canadian
have,
version, you could put a, a.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be
Rene,
good for, some of Canada's big race weekends. Yeah.
We may have something in the works for that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Really have like can't stop, won't stop.
Interesting.
You could do just things like that, but definitely
You
let's
do like a David Goggins boats, maybe like boats, or lift. Like, who's gonna lift the boat?
yeah.
About all tides, what is it? Something about rising tides lift all boats. Is that the
Yes.
phrase? I've heard that one before. Yeah. We could get real inspirational, but again, the real estate on a sock is like just
Pretty small.
it's usually about 8 centimeters.
Well, maybe there's like some Stoic sayings too, like maybe,
Yeah.
like some sort of like Stoic saying.
Yeah.
Or you could we could do this all night long, but it'd be like instead of like Nike and the Just Do It, it's like Just Did It. But maybe that also
Yeah.
couldn't. Maybe that would also go.
Copyright
So
issues.
maybe yeah.
You might want to look at the creative commons on that
Yeah.
one.
So I need to go for a run, have a coffee, then get into my creative mode too, just like you, Michelle. There. So we'll we'll email you a bunch of ideas, and you can just deny them all, and that's totally fine too as well. But one of the
Or our listeners can
We can make a
send you
Renegade
some ideas.
podcast. We can make a Renegade sock.
Renegade.
You never know. We can have a
That-
collab, merch,
Yeah.
I like the idea.
We could go back
yeah,
to Runderlust and get in trouble again. We could do
Yeah,
that.
we got in
Mark.
trouble for
Remember,
that one.
Our first podcast name. Yeah. we released Runderlust, and there actually is a running skirt company
Oh.
called Runderlust. They make running skirts, and we got in trouble with YouTube and everything, and it was a nightmare. So
That's okay. You learn. It's always learning experiences when it comes to, especially like being an entrepreneur, right? Like
absolutely.
the biggest thing is being okay with not knowing all the answers, but
And then
being able to figure out
Learning from your mistakes.
learning how to
or-
move forward is definitely something that we've both been a huge factor of our business.
So I imagine that over the years, whenever you've been on a podcast, you get tons and tons of twins questions throughout the interviews and the process, and hopefully that doesn't get old because you're kind of stuck with each other. And but we had an idea. I say we, but so we came up with an idea.
It was
I
Mark.
couldn't quite get a good name for it, but I'm wondering if you'd be willing to play a game on the spot. I haven't decided if it's going to be called Twinergy or
Yeah.
Twin Tuition.
Oh, I love games. Yeah. Let's play
Okay,
games.
perfect.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what the object of the game is I'm going to say a word, and at the same time, you have to say the first thing that comes to mind, and you get points for a
Okay.
matching answer. You get 2 points because obviously
I'll try to keep track of points.
yes, and no deductions. But we'll just see at the close of 15 words how you do. Are you up for that?
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's
Let's
do
play a
it.
game.
Okay, first word is Boston.
Like the first word that comes to our head.
Sorry. So
Right.
so I'll say Boston. Yeah, first word that comes to your mind. Just shout it out, and we'll see. So Boston.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Patience. Oh, we got it.
There. 2 points.
2 points.
I was like, I thought you were gonna go for a break. But
No,
yeah,
I was gonna say I was gonna say pink visor because I wore a pink visor and everyone says, "Ooh, I can see."
Yeah,
a mile away. But I was like, I knew she
hate
wouldn't
for
say that.
Yeah,
I knew she wouldn't say that, so I picked a word that I knew that she would say. See, this is the
That's
telepathy.
twin tuition right there.
Exactly.
We got it. Okay, next word is marathon.
marathon. Wait, I gotta pick a word. It's just one word, right? Yeah. Okay, just pick one word.
Okay. I don't know if I can get this one.
Marathon. I honestly, I'm trying to think of a word that comes to mind. Okay.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Tenacity.
No, it wasn't mine. Mine
Okay.
was gonna be like slow.
Yeah.
That's okay. All good. Okay, ready for the third one? Sock.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Pair. What
I
were-
was-
what you're gonna say?
I didn't even say anything. That was so bad.
That's okay.
I was gonna say either pair or confidence, and I don't know what I like. Okay, I need to actually say a word. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I didn't play
No,
the
it's
game
okay.
right.
Okay.
It's
I
all
can't
good.
follow
Okay.
the rules.
I'll give you
we'll
half
you 2
points for that
one.
okay.
We'll have
All
to-
good.
We'll do half.
Next one is hill.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Strong.
Strength. Strong.
That
Same
counts.
thing.
That counts.
Okay.
That's
That's
2
pretty good.
points. Good job. Next one is PR.
Okay. I have
It's been so long. I
have one word.
Okay, I have one more. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Confidence.
Proud. No, I said proud.
Okay.
Okay.
That
Confidence.
counts. That's good.
Kind of the same family,
Yeah,
right?
We'll
Yeah.
give you half points. Half points for that.
Half
for sure.
point. Yeah.
Gel.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
3. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Fuel.
Disgusting.
I think I was gonna say needed or now. We didn't get that one.
Yeah, I guess fuel's a good one.
Yeah.
Disgusting pops to my mind because man, it is
They can be bad.
just
Yeah.
I think that was the first thing that when we did transition to like the half, because we did 5K, 10K in college, transitioning to a race where you got a fuel in the middle was, I mean, that's anybody's challenge, right? To when they first start doing longer distances. So
we were so unaware.
I was
of
so unaware. I was like, what do
one,
you mean I have to eat and run?
the
Like,
benefits, and then two, like the practice it takes. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'll log my miles. I'll be fine doing that." No, like fueling is a piece of your training too, as well.
you have to
Miles.
focus. There's so many pieces. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for the next one?
word.
Recovery fuel. Food. Recovery food.
Recovery.
Yeah, recovery food.
Oh, I
How's
know.
that?
Okay. 3,
Okay.
2, 1. Steak.
Awesome.
Now you know our secret. We love our steak.
We
Yeah.
know this is stealing all your secrets here. I will do I think two more here. Chafe.
Okay. 2, 1.
Body
Ouch.
glide.
I
No.
said body glide. I just said ouch.
Yeah. I have
Ouch.
barely chafed in my life. I don't know why. I think it's my running form, or if it even starts on, sometimes you get on your armpits. I kind of move my arms like this. But
You
yeah,
gotta wear good socks.
That's how Mark
Socks.
normally runs. He's got his arms up like this all the time.
Like
Good
a little chicken
socks
wing run.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, socks everywhere.
They do
Cover
it all.
and pair, and you'll be good. Yeah,
Pair
we can make
socks are the
a onesie next. Yeah.
All right, and I'll just do one more here. We'll go with runner's high.
I highly doubt we're gonna say the same word. Runner's high.
Okay. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Creative.
Peace.
Nah.
I was gonna go clarity.
I was gonna go creative because that's when I get a lot of creativity. We were just talking about that, right? With our
Yeah,
designs, is like after a run or
Yeah, man, I went on the treadmill the other day for the first time. Never listen to music normally when I run, but I put on a 2000s like hits playlist, and the
Nice.
endorphins from running sometimes on a treadmill inside to like high RPM music is great.
runner's high.
Runner's high.
Was it like so you said 2000s. I was gonna go back to Dance Mix 95 back in the Much Music
I think it was, like,
albums.
Yeah, I think it was like Pursuit of Happiness, like the remix by it's like the workout one. And there's a 6-minute version. If anyone is out there really wants a good workout song for 6-minute intervals, it's great.
I always go back
pursue
to
that.
the Paramore. What is that?
Misery
Misery
business.
business. If you're
Business.
running
Misery
like
business.
at three,
Yeah.
well, it is a fast pace, but 3:45,
Mhm.
it is exactly the cadence you need to run to Misery Business. So if you want to have a, spicy workout,
Yeah.
see, it's spicy socks,
Mhm.
then put on Misery Business, get yourself a treadmill, or go outside, listen to that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's one of my favorite by them. So that's awesome. Well, that completes the game. So you both did very, very well.
Ooh.
Todd, were you keeping points?
That's not our strong point.
I think
Yeah.
it was very.
Well,
I think you
kept
both did.
points.
There was a couple twos in there. Yeah. So we basically got 15 out of 15, I think.
Yeah.
I think you guys did perfect.
The
So
math.
yeah, the math did math. So that worked out.
Yeah.
No, thank you for playing. That's we haven't had twins on before. So again, I thank you for being willing participants in that one.
We've never played that game ever. Like, I've never played that game, but
Yeah.
you know what? The other day, she went to the grocery store and we went separately. And like, I bought something that I have not bought in probably years. And, I didn't tell her, I didn't text her. I come home, I put it on the counter. I'm like, Michelle, you'll never guess what I bought. And she had bought.
The exact
It was
same
freaky.
thing. It was
and
so freaky.
you know what the thing was? Like,
was
smoked oysters.
smoked oyster.
That's
That is
completely random.
obscure. Wow.
That is, and it was so weird. I was walking down the aisles, like, and I had this little, like, ping, like, I think I really want to buy smoked oysters. It was the weirdest thing. I cannot explain it. Some things are just unexplainable.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You know,
Wow.
I have one last question, maybe to wrap it up. I know we're getting close to time here, or just a little bit over, but both your eyes are on the 2028 Olympics. So what does the next few years look like as you build up and try to qualify for the 2028 Olympics? What does that look like?
Yeah, I think I mean, the word consistency is thrown out. Doesn't matter what level you're at. And consistency compounds is definitely something. Just being, and again, throwing the word patient too as well.
And belief, like, to believe in yourself. Like, yes, we're a ways from the standard to get in. But if you believe that you can do it, you surround yourself with the best people, to bring those goals to a place where it can be possible, then why not give yourself a chance? Like, why not? We keep saying that, like, why not? Why not us? Why not? We didn't think we'd be going to the Boston Marathon Pro Field. So believe in yourself, and like, also just keep enjoying it. You never know where life will take you, truly.
And for our knowledge, what is the qualifying time you're trying to achieve?
Well, you have to run in Canada. There's like
It's
the
the
IAAF.
standards. So
Yeah.
those change pretty much year to year. So I mean, it's definitely lowered in the past couple of years. Just looking at all world majors records being broken, so it's up in the air. But it's somewhere, sub 2:30 is a really great spot to be in.
So just getting rankings in Canada up. And again, it's like, sometimes I think that is something special with the marathon, is that you can put, and everyone knows this, because it's such a long race, you can put in months of training and then it's just not your day. Or you can put in months of training and it's your day. It's like, you just never know. It's like this opportunity ahead of you to have a good day, but then to have that mindset right when you get out start line, like, today's going to be a good day. Why not today? Is something that, to carry forward to everyone who starts at a race. Doesn't matter how fast you are. It's like, today's my day. Like, positive belief really, really is
Manifests itself.
Yeah,
and builds upon itself too as well.
It's wonderful. Very motivating. And where can our listeners find you in terms of socials or and Pair? Is it
Pair Socks. So it's PAIRR socks.com is our website. We also have a Instagram, Pair Socks, and then both of us, long Polish last name, but both of us are on Instagram, but we use our business more so for following our endeavors. So
wonderful.
Parting question to get some insight. What's one part of your running story that you hope someone would take away from listening to this episode to inspire that next generation of runners, especially women, in a sport that's rapidly evolving and thriving for women?
Yeah. I think that, I mean, we came from a very, very small town in Northern Ontario. We ran without streetlights. We didn't have we had a dirt track where we counted tires. And it doesn't matter where you come from, like you deserve your spot on the starting line. And just to inspire others to be confident on that start line and to feel like they belong and that they can do whatever they want to achieve. I think that's, you know, something that I want to take forward. I think about it when we line up on the start line and we make sure that women have a spot on the start line too. That's one of the things that we're, you know, elite or semi-elite in majority of fields. We're going to represent the women and be there on the start line.
Yeah, taking away from this episode is to be confident going after your goals. And like everyone has doubts, whether it be through running, whether it be through your career. It's scary. Like it is scary. I remember when Michelle and I pressed like the pay button to like pay for the socks that were coming from overseas. And you're like, is this like, you know, we've been working with this manufacturer, but like, this is a big step, you know, like we haven't actually met these people in person, to be like, you know, to go after your dreams. And like, if it doesn't work out, whether it be a race, whether it be a career, it's a pivot point, and then just keep moving forward. Like that's one thing that I had written on the back of my door for the longest time. It was on a sticky note, but it just said, keep moving forward. Doesn't matter whether anything in life happens, just keep moving forward.
And that's a good word to put on a sock. Forward.
Yeah, forward. Maybe we can put like FWD, like keep it cool, like a VHS or something.
I like that.
You know?
That's cool. Absolutely.
Fast forward.
Forward. Yeah. Fast forward. There we go. We are sock. Is this a pair meeting? I don't know. Is this a greatest design meeting?
We're done with the Renegade. We're done. We're going to help the
Yep.
socks.
Yep. Yeah, Todd sets it up and I knock it down. That's how we do it. So anyway, thank you both so much for, again, taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. And we will certainly be rooting for you and looking forward to seeing what happens with pair business and our pair sock business. And who knows, maybe we'll be wearing something spicy pretty soon. So really appreciate your time. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Breaking news. You're going to share the breaking news there, Marky?
I never thought this would happen, but for all of those out there that have, you know, ever sent words of support and that have been on our podcast and have, you know, encouraged me along, I have signed up for my first race. It's happened. I don't think I've told anyone else other than you.
5K or
it's just the 5, because I mean we're gonna be busy that day, right? Yeah. I don't want to be out of breath when we're interviewing other folks there. So I just want to get a good sweat on, a little bit of a glisten, and then go right to the podcast there on site. Hopefully that works out, and it should be a great time.
What was the cliff? What was the defining moment that finally made you jump off and become a racer, not just a runner?
I think it was the fact that I have not been running, and I'm like, I need to do something to like kick myself in the pants to get out there again and start, you know, working towards it. And still haven't gotten back out there yet.
On the calendar.
Yeah, that's right. So I've got till September to get some things turned around. It's only 5K, and I would do that every morning. I'm not looking to break any personal records. Well, you know what? I'd like to do sub 25. I'm not a fast runner to begin with, but I am getting older. And
Mark, anybody who knows us, been listening to us for the last 3 seasons, Mark can run a sub 25, no problem. That's not the goal, Mark. We got to get you like maybe a sub 23, 23 minutes. That's what we got to go with.
All right.
I've seen
we'll
you
work towards it. I just need to get that endurance back. But you know what? With some of the wonderful shoes behind me, I think we can make it happen. Those lovely ultras that you gave me there, Todd, the carbons, could be my secret.
Oh, yes, the carbons. That I got a feeling that Mark is going to train all summer and he's going to run a sub 20, and that I've been trying to do for 10 years, and he's going to kick my butt. I know it.
I mean, if that happened, that would be We'll see what happens, but yeah, we'll set up some
with a hyena IPA for that.
We'll set up some reasonable goals and try not to get injured. That is my goal, not to get injured and to finish the race running.
And I think you used our our sometimes co-host Harvey Steinhoff, Ultra Harvey's discount code, correct?
You know what? I do need to give credit where it's due. Can I go back? The real reason why I did it was Harvey. Harvey's creative videos. There were mornings where I'd chuckle because I'd come up on screen and I was just like, you know what? Harvey is working really hard at this, so I need to give him the win on that one. So Harvey, it's all you. You just have to make sure I show up now. That's now your responsibility.
Really and for our listeners, if you want to run the Windsor Waterfront Half Marathon or 5K, you can sign up with the code WWHMHS1 and you're going to save some money. I'm not sure how much you're going to save. You might save 10%, 20%. I don't know. You're going to just sign up and you'll find out.
Either way, you're going to save. You're going to save something.
We thank you for listening to the Renegade Podcast. Each episode, we dare to practice the lost art of conversation to better understand this thing we call life and the human connection that we have with running and endurance sport. If you enjoy the Renegade Podcast, could we ask for a favor? Head on over to our YouTube and click subscribe and like our podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Your engagement helps keep the Renegade Podcast growing and going. If you have a show idea, a comment, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email, renegadepodcast@gmail.com. That's RUNEGADE podcast@gmail.com. We have a great list of guests coming up that we're looking forward to sharing another conversation with you. Head on over to our link tree, check out our sponsors, our friends of the podcast. We have great discount codes that, thanks to them, they're offering you, the Renegade listeners, to save some money on the best running gear, apparel, fuel, and nutrition. We thank you for listening. And remember, in a world of runners, be a renegade.